The machine I'm going to penetrate is Kiba on the Tryhackme. As you can see, I've already spawned the machine earlier, and this is the IP address of the machine or target. To record this video, I'd like to use the local kernel Linux to do this penetration. Before we begin today's video, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and leave a like below. You're greatly appreciated. Yeah, in this room or with this room, we can learn and practice a variety of techniques. For example, how to do the information enumeration and how to get down the exploit. And maybe the exploits available, which we download from the internet, is not totally correct, and we need to do some debugging. And lastly, I'd like to show you how to utilize the capability to elevate our privilege. So enough said, let's just get started. Yeah, I think I've already copied the IP address of a target and note it down to our notebook. All right. And to save time, I've already done the map scanning. Scan. As you can see, to speed because I don't want to scan so large scope of the port number. So I scan the port number ranged from 1 to 10,000, and use the option like sync scan, and also output the result into this file. So from the map scanning, we can know that the several open port. The first one is 22, which is running SSH service. And the second one is 80, which is running HTTP service. And this one, we are not sure at this moment. And last one is 5601. And the service, this is a bit new for us. So now for the specific port number, for example, this one and this one, we can do furthermore scanning. And I've already done the scanning. As you can see, for this port number 5601, a lot of output about this surface. So I think this surface has something or has something to do with this one, kibana. We can make a copy, right, and note it down to our notebook. And similarly, we can make furthermore scanning for this port number, which doesn't reveal any more information. So what we are going to do next, I think it's time to do the enumeration for the 80 and the last one, okay? Let's open up our browser. Enumerate manually first. We can put the IP address of the target, and we can copy the IP address of a target because I don't remember. And now press enter. Welcome. Linux capabilities is very interesting. It is indeed. And we can check the source code, which doesn't give us anything interesting. And then we can check whether this side has robots file, which is not found. Then we can use the negative. Negative can give us a lot of different types of information about the web application. For example, like a server or version information, and the header information, and allowed methods. Sometimes if the target, because of a misconfiguration, has configured or allowed to use the dangerous method like put, then we can utilize this dangerous method for our purpose. In this case, we cannot get anything interesting. To save time, I'd like to interrupt here. Next, we can use the GoBuster to do the directory enumeration or brute forcing. Paste the IP address of target and specify the word list. As usual, I'd like to use this as our word list. Let's press enter. Yeah, we got the default page, yeah, which isn't our interest at all. Yeah, of course you can let it run. However, I don't want to waste more time because we cannot get anything interesting from this pod number. So now I think it's time to turn over to the next pod number. Let's also use the browser and access the number, pod number. Again, yeah, in this room, I don't want to follow the instruction or guide provided by the room. Yeah, I'd like to use the standard methodology to do this preparation. Yeah, it's loading, kibana. So again, it confirms our discovery of the map. And here, if you go to the management and we can get the version of this kibana, we can copy and use Google to make some research to see whether there is any vulnerability with this surface, right? Or this application. Yeah, I put it here and I use this different word to be keyword to make search. And I got this GitHub and we can clone. Yeah, of course we can get the address of this repository, and now we can go back to our Kali Linux, and then we can use the git clone and paste in here. All right, so we have really got down this exploit. And this is the Python script. Yeah, this exploit is written in Python. And we can open up by Vim editor. Yeah, it looks like this is written in Python 3. So we need to provide like host and the URL, right? And we'll run the data, we'll run the reverse shell command. It means that we need to set up the listener first locally. I mean, on the Kali Linux. Let's quit this Python exploit and let's open up another tab, and we can set up the listener first. And then we can go back to this one. We can use the Python 3 and we just run it, and it will give us the usage of this exploit. Yeah, we need to provide the URL and the host. I think this is not the right term. Yeah, this is our local host to be listened on, right? So I think the author made a mistake from my view. However, or anyway, we just run it. Oh, we need to specify the URL, and we can copy the IP address of my notebook. Don't forget to put the pod number, and we need to specify the host. This should be our local machine or Kali Linux. Yeah, I cannot remember as well. We can copy and paste in here, and the pod number should be same as the listener of Netcat, what we just created, right? And we need to get the reverse shell after verify. However, we got the error. So I think, I like to use this machine or this room to show you how to make debugging. We got the error, cannot use a string pattern on a byte-like object. And the error happening on this one, on this line. So now we can edit with Vim and go to the 23. Yeah. So yeah, here the variable store the total data of the response, and we can reverse the content attribute. Of course, this is in bytes. We need to you know the regular expression module RE works on the string rather than the bytes data. So maybe we can replace by text. You know, the request this object has text attribute as well. Now we can write and quit and run this Python script again. However, we got another error. A bytes-like object is required. Yeah, this one. So now I think 57. We can 57. So similarly, I think we can replace the content attribute by the text attribute. Now write and quit. Hopefully this time this exploit can work. Yeah, I need to make sure my listener is working, is listening on. And let's run it. Yeah, it looks like this is, this time this code is working. Yeah, as you can see, maybe I can make this terminal to be bigger so you can see what's going on. I think the first thing we can spawn the bin bash, right? Because this one is not a good one, good shell. We can check the version of Python. Python 2 is not there. So we can use Python 3, pty spawn bin bash. Okay, now we can go to the home directory to do some local immersion. There is just only one normal user, which is Kiba. And then this is our current user, right? And then we can get out the user flag without any problem. All right, cat user flag. So what we are going to do next, also we can check the history. And then we can, we can check the sudo. Of course, at this moment, we don't have the password for this user. So we just, we try three attempts. And then, so maybe now we can navigate to temp directory and upload the npr shell script. And I think I've already prepared this shell script already. So now we can set up the web server to upload this shell script. Now go back to this one, wget, and the IP address of my Kali Linux is this one. And then default port number by Python web server module and nprs. And we need to make it executable before we can run this shell script. Change mode, nprs. All right, and then we can run this shell script. npr shell script is so useful for the privilege escalation because it can help us to enumerate all sorts of different ideas. Not ideas, the information automatically. So we do not need to enumerate manually. you know, this is the manual way is so time consuming. Yeah, we need to spend a lot of time. And because I said the limpia shell script will go through like misconfigurations, process information, the SUID binary, and also like capabilities information, and also like we even can emulate out some files which contains the passwords, and also like the cron job. Almost every aspect of the Linux system can be emulated out. So yeah, this script is so useful. Similarly to the Windows, we need to have the WinPairs, because it will take a bit long time. I'd like to pause and then we'll come back when it's done. All right, it's done. And we can scroll up to see whether we can find interesting information or the vector to exploit. And such vector, I mean the probably highlighted in yellow and red. Here as you can see, files with capabilities, and this Python 3, of course, this is not the default one, should be under this directory, Hackme please. And which kind of capability is set UID. I think now, of course, if you're not sure how to utilize this capability of Python, you can go to the GTF Obins website, and here give you the instruction how to run. We need to import OS module, and then we need to set the UID, and by this UID, the UID is 0, means we can become the root user, and then run the bin bash or shell. It doesn't matter. So now we can copy this absolute path of this Python 3. We can paste in here, and with the C option, I mean the Python 3, with the C option means that we will not go to the interactive environment of Python. We'll run the command instead. Okay, import OS module. This is the inbuilt module of Python, and we can run the OS module set UID to 0, and then we can run system bin bash or shell. Doesn't matter. Run it. Oh, sorry, I forgot to specify the module name. It doesn't matter. We can run it again to correct my mistake. OS set UID 0, OS system method bin bash. Okay, from the banner we can know that we have already become the user root. Then we can navigate to root directory and can cat the root flag without any issue. So that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you in the next one. Okay, bye. Have a nice day.